In this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 prospects for the 2024 NFL Draft class. Yes, it's early, but it's never too early to start looking at next year's class. And these 10 guys, I think, are going to be headlining the 2024 NFL Draft class. Let's get right into this video. My honorable mention is going to be Dallas Turner, the 6'4", 240-pound junior from Alabama who's taking over Will Anderson's role. Now, I like Dallas Turner, but I slightly have him missing out on the top 10. I do like his bend and his get off from the line. However, he doesn't shed blocks very well, especially within the run game, and he does have a smaller frame and size. However, he was on the all-freshman team in 2021 when he had 8.5 sacks in 2021. But last year, he did take a step back, only having 4 sacks. Alabama's definitely going to need to have a bigger year from Dallas Turner. Starting off my top 10, I have J.T Tuimaloau. He's 6'4", 270-pound junior out of Ohio State. He's a versatile edge rusher. He can play from the 5 to the 7 tech, maybe even the 3 tech due to his size. He's got good hands at the point of attack. He's strong, he's got a good frame, and he's got a really good bull rush too. Now, the game that put him on the map obviously was the Penn State game. He had 2 interceptions, and he had a pick 6, and he also had 2 sacks in this game. He forced a fumble, and then he also forced another interception in this game. His special ability is that he finds the ball in the air very well. He's always batting down balls at the line of scrimmage. Now, obviously, he is a bigger edge rusher. He doesn't have the greatest get-off, and he doesn't have the greatest set of pass rush moves. He's not the most productive. He's only had 7 sacks at a time at Ohio State. But Ohio State is definitely looking for a breakout year from Tuimaloau. Emeka Egbuka was the Robin to Marvin Harrison Jr.'s Batman. The wide receiver 2 from Ohio State had 1,000 yards last year and 10 touchdowns. He has great hands, he's got really good speed, he's got good route running, he fights through contact well, he's good at the catch point. He's got that NFL size at 6'1", 205 pounds. He was the #1 wide receiver in 2021 out of high school and was a 5-star. Overall, he's a really solid receiver. He's coming in at 9 for me, and he's just another great product from that Brian Hartline tree for wide receivers. Olu Fashanu is a really big guy. Many thought that he could potentially come out in the 2023 NFL Draft class, but he decided to reclass. He's coming back for his redshirt junior year to solidify that Penn State offensive line. Now, at 6'6", 321 pounds, he's a really strong run blocker, but he's a solid pass blocker as well. His long arms help him knock back defenders. He has really good play strength to be an NFL tackle. He's got those powerful hands that people are looking for. However, sometimes you can clearly see that he's just not patient for his sets. He strikes before the time is ready, and he also doesn't have the best balance, which he does need to work on. Obviously, he has that play strength and that mean streak, but he does need to be more patient and continue improving his pass block technique for the NFL level. Jared Verse is a stud edge rusher from FSU. He's got great speed, but what really highlights him is his great technique off of the edge. He's not the most athletic edge rusher, and he doesn't win too much on the outside through his bend. He really works through the inside shoulder of offensive tackles. He uses his quick first step, his nimble frame, and his really good swim and club moves to attack the quarterback. He had a really good season last year with Florida State, having 9 sacks in 12 games. Now, as I mentioned before, he's not super athletic, and he's also not the biggest edge rusher, and he doesn't have the greatest bend, of course. However, he is very technically refined, in my opinion, and he reminds me a lot of his teammate, Jermaine Johnson, who went in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Kool-Aid McKinstry, who has an elite name, is one of my favorite prospects of the 2024 NFL Draft class. The cornerback out of Alabama has good length and good size at the cornerback position at 6'1", 188 pounds. However, he is a little smaller due to his thinner frame, but he definitely makes up for it in his ability. At the cornerback position, he has great instincts, and he's good at the catch point, forcing balls out. He forced 15 PBUs last year to go along with his 1 interception. He's got solid hips, he's got that added bonus as a returner, and then he's also impactful in the run game. He's a solid tackler, and he has a good hit stick. He also has very good footwork at the cornerback position. That's something I noticed on film. However, my negatives are he's still a little raw, and he does have that thinner frame, and he'll probably need to bulk up at the NFL level, but I think he's going to have a really good year this year at Alabama. I mean, there's nothing much to say about Joe Alt as a prospect other than he's an absolute beast. The blue chip left tackle out of Notre Dame is going to be the star on that team. They're not even going to have to worry about any pressure getting behind him, and they're going to run it through his side all the time. I mean, last year he allowed 0 pressures and was the highest graded offensive tackle in PFF history. The perfect way to describe him is he's a roadblock at the tackle position. He's the top tackle in this class. He would have been the top tackle in last year's class. He has the best technique at the tackle position for the whole class. And overall, he's a really good prospect. If Drake Maye was eligible for the 2023 NFL Draft class, he would have went #1 overall. He's a deadly dual threat at the quarterback position. He also was extremely productive at North Carolina last. He had over 4,000 yards passing, 38 touchdowns passing on 7 interceptions to go along with 700 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. He also had a 66% completion percentage to go along with 157 passer rating, which is really good. In multiple games, he definitely carried North Carolina as they really only had Josh Downs as their main weapon in the slot. And obviously, Drake Maye will lose his wide receiver 1 in Josh Downs. However, I don't think he's going to take that much of a step back. I think that Drake Maye is once again going to be really high on the Heisman voting. I think he will become a finalist this year. Talent-wise, he's got a good, strong, accurate arm. But where he can really kill you is through the ground. I think he has a very underrated rushing ability. He's got that NFL size at 6'4", 220 pounds. Some people compare him to just a slightly smaller Josh Allen. He's got good pocket awareness. He's got good pocket mobility. Drake Maye is going to have a great year. If you don't know about this man, Brock Bowers, you're literally sleeping under a rock. He's the next coming of Travis Kelce. And yes, you heard me correctly, Travis Kelce. Brock Bowers is part of the new breed of tight ends that are flooding into the league, such as Kyle Pitts and Dalton Kincaid in recent memory. He's the best tight end prospect since Kyle Pitts came out. He's the perfect package for the modern tight end. In 2022, he not only won the John Mackey Award, which is the best tight end in the nation, but he led Georgia in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. At Georgia, they lined him up literally everywhere. They lined him up in the X, in the slot, in the Z, in the traditional tight end, which is the Y. Hell, they even handed him the ball off a few times. But Brock Bowers has great hands. He's great at the catch point. He's phenomenal after the catch. He's really, really fast at 230 pounds. He's like a low 4'4" guy. He'll make that aggressive catch. He'll make those catches in the middle of the field through contact. Now, obviously, he isn't the biggest tight end, of course, at 230 pounds. He's not a traditional run-blocking tight end. But with that receiving upside, and with that lethality at the tight end position, offenses are going to open up completely. I love Brock Bowers, and I think he's going to once again dominate at Georgia this year. It's not crazy to think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best player in college football. He's arguably a perfect wide receiver prospect. Not only is he the son of an NFL legend, Marvin Harrison of the Colts, not only does he have a really good frame at 6'4", 205 pounds, not only is he dominant at the catch point, not only did he has insane body control, he's got the route running ability. He's a mid 4'4" guy at 6'4", 205 pounds. Not only is he an X build, but he's also versatile. He can line up at the Z. He can even be a big slot. And man, does he have that dominance in the red zone. You could just chuck it up to him and for a fade route and he'll get it. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is just that guy. He's a phenomenal wide receiver prospect for the 2024 NFL draft class. Hold on, just look at this catch on the head. And he got the foot in bounds. Bro's doing the split! Oh my lord! Your favorite receiver ain't doing that. And then obviously the best prospect in the 2024 NFL draft class is Caleb Williams, the Heisman winner, the guy who could do it all, the next Patrick Mahomes, the best prospect since Andrew Luck. Yeah, Caleb Williams would probably be the #1 overall pick at least 7 or 8 times in the last decade. I mean, what's more to say that the film doesn't explain? He's a wizard at the quarterback position. He's a Mahomes type of quarterback, creating and crafting during the play, evading pressure, throwing on the run, throwing cross-body, evading sacks left and right. I've been high on Caleb Williams ever since he started at Oklahoma over Spencer Rattler. Hell, I was texting my ex about this freshman that just scored 5 touchdowns against TCU. And then, oh my god, his ability through the ground. He had 10 touchdowns through the ground last year. And he reminds me a lot of a refined Kyler Murray. He's like a Kyler Murray with that accuracy and with a better build. Even in the way they run very elusive, and they even carry the ball the same way. But the throw on the run ability with that accuracy is definitely lethal. However, not the strongest arm like even Mahomes or the Josh Allens of the world. He obviously doesn't have that power to put behind the ball to throw it that far. But I would say he has a slightly better arm than someone like Bryce Young and a tiny bit weaker than Kyler Murray. Obviously, some people aren't going to like him. He does have those antics like painting his nails FU against Utah in the Pac-12 championship game. And obviously people call him a baby because he does cry after some losses. But I really love that because that's his competitive nature. That's his love for the game boiling over. Maybe a little too far, but I love it. As a viewer, as an entertainer, as a player, Caleb Williams is the total package. But those were my top 10 prospects for the 2024 NFL draft class. Make sure you let me know your thoughts about this video. Let me know some of your favorite prospects for this upcoming draft class. Make sure you guys watch my way too early 2024 NFL mock draft. Share this video with others. Let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.